We know a Tesla Model 3 refresh is right at our doorstep. Now we have not official details, but sources are claiming tons of new upgrades for the refreshed Model 3, so let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Quirky Cars, where I talk about industry auto news pertaining to electric vehicles. We'll talk about the updates on the Model 3 today, but also talk about Ford's dumping of money out the door for electrification, Volkswagen bringing the Cupra brand to the United States, or the Cupra, depending on how you say it, where you're from. And then Toyota's working on wirelessly charging your cars. Could be a reality before we know it. So if you're excited for the Model 3 updates, smash the like button and let's get into these updates for the refreshed Model 3. It comes at a good time. I just drove the Ioniq 6. I can't talk about how it drives quite yet because I'm under embargo, but check out my main channel for the walk around of the very unique Hyundai Ioniq 6 and its incredible range. Okay, so Project Highlander here. We now have information coming out according to a trusted insider. On the outside, the headlights will have a different shape, which means we'll have a different front bumper. Well, we kind of expected that because of the camouflaged images we've been seeing on the internet. And I'm not a big fan of the front lights on the Model Y or the Model 3, especially the front bumper on the Model Y, and it doesn't look much better on the Model 3, so I'm excited to see how much better it will look. They're saying it will be more aerodynamic and will house a single camera in the center area of the lower grille, lower bumper area, similar to the Cybertruck. Also, the side mirrors will be updated, and the vehicle is getting more cameras to take advantage of the hardware 4.0 autopilot supercomputer. 3 new cameras will reportedly be added to the Model 3, one in the center and one in the front bumper, and 2 on the sides of the car. The fenders will house 2 cameras each, one facing forward and one facing backwards. This will give the car better visibility at intersections, preventing the vehicle from creeping too far forward to gain more visibility. And they're expecting these cameras to be the same as those in the Model S and Model X that also have the hardware 4.0 supercomputer. We're going from 1.2 megapixel cameras to 5 megapixel cameras with anti-glare coating. They're actually removing the thermometer, aka temperature sensor, on the vehicle because Tesla will just get that information from the cloud depending on your GPS where you're located. And on the interior, they're replacing wood trim with a fabric finish, possibly the same Alcantara found in the Model S and Model X. That would be nice. The dashboard will be updated as well, but the insider did not say in what way. I would love for an additional screen. I don't care how big or small it is, behind the steering wheel, kind of like the Model X or any other car on the market. Being stuck to the center screen is a big turnoff to many buyers, and I'd love to see a head-up display as well. The new Model 3 will enter production in the third quarter of 2023. It would have been nice for Tesla to give us information about this at Investor Day. Unfortunately, we got a bunch of information on how they plan on reducing costs and improving their manufacturing, but not a lot on the product itself. And for me, that's the most exciting thing, the actual product, what's coming to the market, what kind of features. Instead, we have to get this sort of stuff from an insider. Also, what's happening at Tesla and many other EVs is just that Tesla is one of the best-selling EVs, so we got to talk about them at the forefront of this issue. The base model that has the LFP batteries, I believe they're from CATL, in the Model 3 base model here in the United States, the LFP batteries, since they're imported from China, they won't make the base Model 3 qualify for the EV tax rebate of $7,500, not even half of it, because the battery modules must be assembled in the United States or Canada or Mexico. But on top of that, the minerals also have to be sourced from free trade countries, and China is neither of those things. So I wonder what Tesla will do with the price of the base Model 3 when it comes to the market without an EV tax credit in just a few months. I think you're better off spending the extra money on the long-range models because in theory, that will at least qualify for some of the tax credit. We don't know if it'll qualify for the full $7,500 or half of that. So stay tuned. I'll update you guys as we get more information with the tax credit moving goalpost situation. Over at Reuters, Ford sees $3 billion pre-tax loss in its EV business this year. So don't think that Ford is sinking though. They're able to do this because the other parts of their business are very profitable. Ford Mach-E's cumulative 3-year loss from 2021 to 2023 is $6 billion. But it is expecting the unit to be profitable on a pre-tax basis before the end of 2026. Ford Pro commercial vehicle business is expecting to nearly double its pre-tax profit to $6 billion this year. And the traditional Ford Blue internal combustion end of the business is seeing a modest increase to $7 billion in pre-tax profits. Ford will have a global capacity of 600 EVs by the end of 2023 and 2 million by late 2026. That could be, well, it depends how Tesla grows. Tesla's at 1.3 million this past year. BYD has passed them if you include their plug-in hybrids. So electric vehicles are growing extremely fast. And at least for Ford, it won't be long until they're turning a profit on them, assuming something unforeseen that doesn't throw them off those projections. And over at automotive news, we got some exciting things here. Volkswagen's Cupra brand weighs in entering the US market with larger EVs, which is unfortunate in an extent because I'd love to see this little Cupra born that's based off of the ID.3, which we don't get here. And I would love to see this new one down here at the bottom, the Cupra Urban Rebel, which will be coming in 2025 alongside the ID.2. We're not supposed to get the ID.2, ID.3, and unfortunately, I don't think we'll see this Cupra Urban Rebel or the Cupra Born either, even though like I would give a good penny for this vehicle right here if it was available. But this vehicle, the Tavascan compact electric vehicle, and the Terramar, a midsize crossover, could be coming to the United States. And Cupra has already started selling in Mexico and Australia and will soon add Colombia and Chile. Expansion into new markets will help Cupra reach its midterm goal of selling 500,000 per year. Cupra's own Griffiths said in an interview with the UK production Autocar that if Cupra enters the United States, it will only do so with larger fully electric models. He says you need a car in the US that's fit for the US and electric. A US electric car is generally bigger, so it'll be the next generation of electric cars that'll be based on the SSP platform from Volkswagen, expected sometime after 2025. Now, 2025, 2026, that's when they plan on, well, Volkswagen plans on opening their Scout and Scout EV SUV pickup truck lineup factory here in South Carolina, here in the United States. Batteries will be coming from Canada. That was just announced as well. So we could be getting maybe direct-to-consumer Cupras based out of South Carolina or built in South Carolina. That would be amazing. If they import them into America, they won't qualify for the EV tax credit, and that could make them maybe too expensive and maybe compete too much with Audi as well. But if they are built at that Scout plant, they won't be sold at Volkswagen dealerships, and that would allow them to sell directly to consumer, sidestepping the dealerships, which I think people would really be interested in doing. Consumers have already been doing it with Tesla and Rivian, etc. Cupra is planning to be fully electric by 2030. We also talked about recently on the channel that Renault's Alpine brand is also planning a US expansion starting in 2027 or late 2020s. And they want to sell 2 models in the United States, a mid-size full crossover and a larger similar model. So I'll see you guys down below if you'd be interested in some Cupras here in the United States. The more competition, the better, in my opinion. And over at the Jerusalem Post, Toyota's electric cars will have wireless charging thanks to Israeli tech. A new deal between Toyota and Electrion, it's kind of like Jolteon, the Pokemon. Anyways, they will yield built-in wireless charging for future Toyota EVs, as well as an easy-to-install kit. So Toyota and Electrion and their supplier, Toyota supplier Denso, is going to be producing these things. Following a long and comprehensive technological evaluation and demonstration of Electrion's wireless vehicle charging tech, Toyota and Denso were impressed by the degree of innovation and the technological maturity of the company's products, viewing the wireless charging technology as an effective solution to the many challenges involved in the transition to electric vehicles. This technology is essentially a larger scale version of current wireless phone charging technology. Our goal is to pave it all over. Of course, we will start with the terminals and main roads for buses, but the end goal is to pave it almost everywhere and be able to charge all types of vehicles. I guess so. Like, that seems way too expensive. Cities and metropolitan areas can't already afford to fix the roads. They're always doing construction. They're always fixing potholes. I can't imagine them just randomly tearing up roads to put chargers underneath. I think that where this makes the most sense is you have a wireless charging pad in your garage to wirelessly charge when you get home. You don't have to think about it. I know this is like pie in the sky. This seems really cool and would make sense in a perfect world. Like, this is really far out there. Now, if someone said you could wirelessly charge a phone, a cell phone, 40 years ago, people would be like, wait, the big box cellular phones? I know technology progresses quickly. I just have big concerns about effectiveness of such a technology and the cost of such a technology, and the implementation is just so widespread. A wireless charger at your house would make a lot more sense, but I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, made it this far, I would appreciate a like smash as well as a subscribe so you don't miss upcoming electric news from Kirky Cars. Have a great day and peace.